Hey,
Hey,
how's it going?
good.
How you been?
I just realized the visual gag is probably doing nothing for people who are
Yeah.
listening to the show.
For those listening, we are dressed as two pea pods
Yes.
on the pod.
Our release schedule means that we are very much late to the Halloween costume dress up thing, but I hope you enjoy this belated Halloween
Yeah, for
content.
sure. As far as I'm concerned, Halloween is for as long as you want it to be.
Yeah, exactly.
You can keep the Christmas lights up till January.
If you want to live your life spookily, do it all the time.
I mean, this is the spookiest costume ever.
I guess I should do the formal intro. Hello, this is the Pitch of Discontent. I am Owen.
And I am Paige.
I'm a bean.
And I am also a bean.
And we're two beans in a pod on the pod.
Yeah, two peas in a pod, two beans in a pod.
Hope that joke's got a lot of miles left in it for the rest of the show. This is the weekly roundup, episode 193. We're racking them up, getting closer to that 200. Let's see if I have any notes at the top of the show. I'll probably try and put some spooky like sounds and effects and stuff, to get people that extra Halloween mileage. Paige, do you have anything you would like to talk about at the top of the show?
I bring you love. No, I think like basically I saw that people were Halsey got like a really bad review by a bunch of people last week.
She got a bad Pitchfork review and a particularly bad Fantano needle drop review. She was calling for like the murder of writers on Twitter. Jokingly, I would assume, but people didn't take to it very well. So
yeah, I mean, laugh out loud.
Edgy jokes. Look out.
Yeah, I don't know. The beef between them, like that specific publication and Halsey, is very weird. It feels personal, and it feels like when you're like watching two kind of acquaintances that are friends of a friend's like beefing it out on Facebook in like 2010.
Yeah, it was very late 2010s content to be mad about a Pitchfork review and then complaining about it on Twitter. I was like, is this 2017 again? What the fuck is happening?
Because I love Halsey, but I think a lot of people would argue that being stuck in late 2010s is kind of her brand.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I'm in a group chat with a bunch of other Australian music writers.
Nerd.
Thanks. And there was a lot of discourse in there about how, like, it was such a mean-spirited review and, like, that was the problem.
Yeah, there's a vendetta.
But, like, I guess, like, you want people to have opinions. I don't care whether it's like mean-spirited. I don't really...
No, because you've given really mean-spirited reviews before.
My thing is like...
What an interesting take you have on this situation.
My thing is this. It's like the intent isn't really the issue. It's like if you want to be mean-spirited about it, fine. But are you persuasive? Is your argument sound?
Is it because of like meaningless sorts of things that aren't really lodged at the art itself?
Like you can be mean-spirited and like
be telling the truth
and have stuff to back yourself up.
Be objectively correct.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then you can be mean-spirited just for the sake of it and have no real substance to your argument. So like from a critical standpoint,
both are fun.
Well, yeah, both can be fun. I mean, just look at Twitter. So like for me, I would read the review and be like, does this come off as like shallow in its critique, or does it seem to be fairly well supported, at least to me as like someone on the sidelines of this whole thing? And I read the review and like I was like, yeah, okay.
You read it?
I read it.
Cool.
That's what you do with reviews. You read
Reading is fun.
And like I didn't think it was particularly mean-spirited. It definitely came off as a negative review, but
haters gonna hate.
Haters gonna hate. So
you can't please everyone.
Dark times. I guess we should also talk about how we were on a podcast as guests.
We were. Not as peas.
Not as peas.
Not as peas. Not
Sadly.
as hosts.
It was actually closer to Halloween, so we could have gone as peas.
It was Halloween, wasn't it? No.
It was the day after.
Yeah, right. Right.
But shout out to Maloney from the 3000 podcast.
It was a lot of fun. We definitely really got into the gritty of making a podcast. It was a podcast about making podcasts.
Yeah, and I guess
so-
like naturally we are kind of coming at it from the same angle as Maloney, being small creators, doing a podcast centered around music and artists. So like
Which is baby creators.
we had a lot of like meta discussion around like the thing that we're doing and the thing that he's doing and where those things overlap.
For sure.
So for anyone who's interested in that, that will be up next week. We'll definitely shout it out on the socials and whatnot.
Hell of a ride, for sure.
Yeah, but it was a fun time. We were yapping for like 2.5 hours.
Yeah, definitely.
Reese was causing a fuss, so he's in and out of the episode multiple times. That was fun.
Yeah,
but yeah, if you want more of us, not on our own show, you can go check that out.
Go over there.
Yes. Other notes that I have to raise at the top of the show, Alpha Wolf, currently on tour in the US, and I saw that they were making headlines because I can't remember the exact venue, but someone in the crowd was getting pulled out by a security guard and got thrown down on the ground, particularly
they were
harsh.
being like really, really rough with them.
So then Lockie...
It's so weird to have serious conversations when we're dressed as bees.
I know, yeah. This is the hard-hitting news content that you're looking for.
We're getting it out to the masses.
But no, so like Lockie, the front man, was on stage, saw it happen right in front of him, knelt down to like tap the security guard to be like, hey, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
A security guard pulled him down to start having to go at Lockie. And you can see in the footage that Sabian, the guitarist, sees that happen and immediately just like throws his guitar down and he's like in there. So I have in my notes here Alpha Wolf Fracas as the thing to talk about.
Where was it?
I believe it was in California somewhere.
Okay.
I can't quite remember if it was LA or San Francisco, but it was definitely in the States somewhere.
I just feel like I would be so scared someone would have a gun.
Yeah, I mean, it's a genuine concern.
I don't know if that's so stupid to say, but it just feels like everyone has guns.
Yeah, but I guess shout out to Alpha Wolf and their crew for like, you know, supporting their fans and keeping everyone safe.
Yeah,
and like,
definitely.
I've definitely been to shows where security are getting a little bit too intense.
But like 9 times out of 10, security is there to keep you safe, and that's the whole point. That's the only intention. Like, don't go to your next show and then be like a dick to the seckies. You know what I mean? As well.
No, like they're just doing their job too, but it requires the venue having the appropriate briefing to security because, like, if they're not familiar,
it's not you against them. You're there to help.
Well, I mean more specifically in the realm of heavy music. Like, I've been to a bunch of shows where like security guys clearly
think people are fighting.
They have no understanding of what moshing is, so they think that everyone's like suddenly having a riot. So they're in there like trying to break it up, and it's like, nah, man, your job is just to make sure that like people don't get concussed.
No, but then you get the other type of seckies who also had no idea what to expect, and then they're just laughing,
and that's cool too.
And those are the best.
Yeah. Records I want to shout out before we get into the main show. There's really only one outside of the other ones that we're going to talk about in the main show, but The Cure dropped a new record. It's called Songs of a Lost World, and everyone's raving about it. Everyone says it's a fucking banger.
I did not hear about this.
I am yet to listen to it, so I can't actually go in depth on its substance.
I'm really glad that you brought it up.
Well, I just wanted to shout it out for people that
That's true. It's a hot topic.
May have not heard about it and would like to listen to a new Cure album like you.
Well, maybe I will.
See, there's a point.
Moving on.
Should we get into the main show?
Yeah, okay.
Let's get into the main show. Hey.
See ya. Welcome back.
Hey, 2 bees in a pod. Really gonna have to try to not overdo it.
Yeah, it's interesting to think about people who might be finding us through this video and just like, is this what you hope and expect from us every week now? Are you going to be disappointed when we're just people again and not peas next week? Are we setting an expectation that we cannot keep? What are we doing to our viewers?
Tell us in the comments. If this is the first time you're seeing us, do you want us to just stay as peas?
Forever.
Forever.
I mean, people have that shtick.
Totally.
I mean, It's kind of itchy in here.
It's not comfortable, and I keep looking to see like, is the shit sliding off my face? But I'm just gonna have to like grind against it.
I've pinned this baby down.
Kicking off our belated Halloween vibe, we have a mysterious side project, new project called Neon Nightmare. They've dropped a debut record through $20 spin.
Nice.
It's called Faded Dream. Now, we actually talked about this one on the show, I believe on one of the episodes that you were away. So it's when Chris was filling in.
The Usurper.
The Usurper. Shout out to Chris, the Usurper. This one has the clear sonics, visuals, cover art aesthetic of typo negative worship.
Okay.
Very much doing that like horny doom metal. Spooky metal type thing. And doing it very, very well. But I'm sad to say that the mystery has been pierced.
Oh.
There is no longer a mystery about who is responsible for the project.
Oh.
Because the whole record is out, it has now been revealed that it is the project of...
It's me!
Surprise!
And this is how I decided to tell everyone.
No, it is Nate Garrett, friend of the show and Spirit Adrift mastermind. Now, I will say, if you go back and check the episode where we talked about this, I clocked that shit immediately.
We may or may not have called that.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I left a YouTube comment on the video.
Right.
Just kind of saying that much. Now, Nate has his own podcast, Big Riff Energy. Go check it out. It's awesome.
Co-workers.
And he did a full episode kind of talking about the album and the rollout and everything. And he was like, we were blocking all of the YouTube comments that like mentioned my name so that way we could keep the mystique until the full album drop. He's like, so sorry about that. He's like, but that was kind of the whole point, is to like make it eerie and mysterious. Why would you go and out it,
you absolute reply guy?
Because I wanted to be the guy that was
you
like,
wanted to be like, I knew.
I knew.
Look,
I got
I
it.
knew.
That's me. I got it.
That's you.
But I just want you to know that I got it. I was not fooled for a second.
Okay, dude.
Anyway, the record rules. They put out a single on the day of album release, so the day after Halloween. It's called They Look Like Shadows.
Ooh.
And the film clip is super horny, throwback to like 80s horror stuff. You got some sexy like vampire girls walking around, going to the diner, drenched in neon. It's very, very good. So I wanted to shout that out at the top of the show. So we're going to listen to that. This is Neon Nightmare. They Look Like Shadows.
Cool, let's do this.
Thoughts?
That was sick.
Yeah, it's great.
And amazing. And super catchy riff.
Yeah. I mean, look, it's Nate. He knows his way around a riff. He has a pod called Big Riff Energy. So like
got like a good, like hefty bass line through it.
Yeah.
It just feels chock fuller.
I mean, speaking of bass lines, in the video that I was talking about before, there's like a half serious bit at the start where he's talking about the record and the packaging and the artwork and all the cool stuff. And then he's like, in the second half, I'm just going to hang shit on everyone who left dumb YouTube comments. So he's just like literally reading people to filth over their dumb comments.
Oh, I love this. Okay.
And one dude was like, clearly this is an AI band. If you listen to the bass line, it doesn't resolve and it doesn't go anywhere that you could hear in any part of recorded music in human history. So it's clearly a computer. It doesn't make any sense. And then Nate's like, all right, you fucking moron.
Has
and
he
then
been hearing like what AI music sounds like?
No, because he's a fucking idiot. But then Nate goes and plays the entire song live on the pod.
Yeah, fair.
Does a full bass playthrough, and he's just kind of like, you wouldn't know anything about octaves or how to resolve a fucking riff, you fucking moron.
It's like got 100% a very clean, concise resolve.
Yeah.
Like, so like just such a weird, that's why I feel like that's such a rage bait comment, because it's like, it very clearly does.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But anyway, I love Nate's sense of humor and the fact that
that's funny.
He managed to pull off this whole like mysterious project.
For sure.
And then was able to kind of like reveal it, announce it, and then hang shit on people.
I will cry at any criticism I receive. So there's
Leave
something
me
to
in
be
comments.
admired there. Yeah, please don't pick on me. I'm sensitive.
She's
I'm
just
just a little bean.
He's just a little bean.
Just a little pea. Be nice.
All right. Moving on to our next one for this week, we have the return of NCHC hardcore legends Dropsaw. Do you remember the band Dropsaw?
No.
Yeah, right. They're from Newcastle, metallic hardcore band.
Newcastle.
They were big in the like late 2000s, early 2010s. Were on heaps of shows. Good dudes. I'm guessing that life shit got in the way for a while there, but they've decided that they want to have another crack at things.
For sure.
So they have a new 4-track EP that's out now. It's called Revive, fittingly, because
they're reviving the shit.
They're reviving the band. Yep.
Neat. Love that.
It's out now through the good folks at Last Ride Records. So shout out to Tom and the crew over there. Not much else to say about it. It was recorded by Joe Anderson's at Wood River Studios, mixed by Taylor Young at The Pit. So that's dope. And then mastered by Brad Boatwright at Audio Siege. Really cool artwork by Matt Sticker. It's very gory, bloody, violent, which is very in keeping for Dropsaw.
It's bloody and gory and violent.
I mean, the band is called Dropsaw. Like, you got to have like blood and shit.
What's a Dropsaw? One that you drop?
Yeah.
They should name it something more obvious.
Out of the 4 tracks, I have picked my favorite, so we're going to listen to that now. This is Dropsaw, Innocent Feast.
Oh, okay, let's do it.
Let's go. Yeah, it's fucking dope.
Yeah, nice.
What I appreciate about Dropsaw is that they've always
dropped saws.
Yep, but they've always had like a good focus on like not clean leads, but like nice distinct leads that are like nice and hummable.
Yeah,
but then everything else is like nice and like heavy, distorted.
It's catchy.
Yeah,
but gritty.
It's gritty. Like you wouldn't say this is like melodic or poppy or anything.
I mean, you could if you wanted to.
I mean, you could. But
no one is stopping you.
In terms of like metallic hardcore, it's definitely like catchy and memorable.
Taking the cake.
Yes.
I don't know what's going on. I'm turning into this character, this pea lady.
Folks, she got too high as a pea, and it's ruining the vibe.
It is not. I resent that. Please, go on.
Resent away.
You're making it weird.
All right. Well, let's move on to the next track for this week. Completely different vibe. We're going to shift into some alt rock, some shoegaze territory. The band is called Vedder. Are you familiar with these guys? So they come out of Nam/Melbourne.
That's here.
That is here. Shout out to Caitlin from Crowd Favorite PR for shooting this one through. So Vedder have a upcoming EP. It is called Farewell, Goodbye. It comes out next Friday, the 8th of November, and it was produced by Joe Agius, who's worked with Rinse, Hatchy, The Creases, a bunch of other bands, spanning a multitude of different genres and sounds. This is cool. I think there's a couple of different tracks on the EP that go for like different moods and vibes, but I kind of like the whole packaging as a whole. The notes that I have here say that they drew influence from the likes of Fontaine's DC, Garbage, Curve,
This
Chapter
is a
House.
great lineup.
Yeah, but they're mostly just doing moody, atmospheric alt rock with a bit of like shoegaze, dream pop guitar kind of lines in there.
Okay, well now I'm hype.
Yeah, so my favorite of the EP is a track called Morning Light. This one actually came out a couple of months ago. It dropped at the end of September.
Okay.
But with the EP coming out next week, I wanted to feature them on the show, and I wanted to feature this song because it's my favorite. So this is Vedder, Morning Light.
All right, let's check it out. I was in trance.
Stunning. How's that for a timely reference?
Yeah, that's definitely showing your age.
Thanks.
Yeah.
No, it is gorgeous.
It's beautiful.
The way that like melodic lead kind of like drifts in over like the last kind of quarter of the song.
I just like this like
Gorgeous.
hummy sort of tonality to the vocal that's like, I didn't know if I was following the lyrics or if I was kind of just inserting my own because it's really like quite soft and gentle in that way.
Yeah.
There's no hard dictation or plosive. Like it's so...
No, and that's something that I've always appreciated about shoegaze and particularly dream pop. Like
for sure.
There is less emphasis on like vocal clarity
and more about it as an elemental instrument.
Yeah, it's more of a vibe and less of a like message or meaning.
It's so much more of a vibe.
It's giving vibe.
It gives vibes.
No, I think it's gorgeous. Definitely my highlight from the EP, but the whole EP rules. They do switch things up and kind of go through different kind of moods on each track, but that one just fucking got me straight away.
Yeah,
it's
like,
gorgeous.
oh, yeah.
So yeah, shout out to Caitlin for shooting that through. Stoked to see Blue Vedder live at some point because they are from here. But yeah,
that's here.
The EP comes out next week.
Check it out.
Check it out. Moving on to something completely different.
Okay.
Turning our focus to the UK, we have Birmingham Crushers.
Water.
Apologies to the entire nation for Paige.
I'm just a pea.
She's just a little pea. Be kind.
I'm just a pea.
These guys are from Birmingham. They're called Grief Ritual.
Nice.
And they are releasing their bludgeoning debut album, Collapse.
Cool.
On the 31st of January through the good folks over at Church Road Records.
Nice.
To give you an idea of the sonic wheelhouse that we're operating in here, they have supported Knocked Loose, Terror, Gay Creeper, and Fuming Mouth.
I know all of those bands.
Yes. So we're definitely leaning on metalcore, metallic hardcore, death metal, everything kind of mixed in a blender there.
Yeah, but in that way that like it's all the music that dude who's like a line chef you dated for a while listened to, and he constantly smelled like cigarettes. So now whenever you listen to Terror, you kind of can just smell the cigarettes.
You're calling this line cook music? Is that what you're saying?
A universal experience that everyone's had.
And she means that as a compliment, obviously.
Oh, yeah. Line cooks are hot. Have you seen The Bear? I need hands.
Where are hands?
Where are hands?
On Collapse, I have a quote from the band's album promo, which says the Grief Ritual channel, quote, the anger, frustration, and disenfranchisement they feel about the UK and the wider world, human extinction, capitalism, genocide, ecocide, and the rise of populist right authoritarianism are explored in garish detail across the record.
Yeah, true. Comrades.
Collapsed indeed. Let's have a listen to the most recent single from that record. This is Grief Ritual, Gnaw.
All right, let's do this. Dum 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 dum.
Definitely sounded angry as fuck.
Nailed it.
Beautiful. I particularly appreciate a good goblin vocal. You know, really getting that phlegmy kind of shriek, like
for sure. Pits of Mordor.
Yes, very Schmiegel-esque.
Yeah, definitely for sure.
I think it's dope. I think it's sick. I think there's lots of interesting kind of pattern change ups there to kind of go through different moods. It really goes into like a full kind of just like big beatdown moment there at the end, which
really
is always appreciated. But yeah, I feel like the track's super interesting. I'm keen to see what they will elaborate on a full record. Are they going to go for
Where
some
do they
more,
go from here?
some more faster, like power violence shit? Are they going to go for
They
more
have
doomy stuff?
a lot to work with.
They do.
Yeah.
They do, yeah. But I'm keen. Final track for side A this week is a favorite of yours. We have Norwegian / Aussie party rockers Blood Command.
Yes.
They have announced they're signing to a Rising Empire. So they're on a new label. They are celebrating with a new single. This one is called We Could Be Heaven.
Nice. Okay. Cute.
Now, I don't think it's any surprise to longtime watchers of the show that we're big fans of Blood Command.
Stands, if you will.
The Bergen-based death pop band.
We wrote to you, but you still ain't calling.
In 2020, they added fierce vocalist Nikki Brumman, friend of the show, to the lineup.
Love you.
And since then, the band has really kind of kicked into their kind of next gear. They put out
queen, a goddess.
They put out Praise Armageddonism in 2022, and then immediately followed that up
Absolute
with
bangers.
World Domination
Absolute bangers.
in 2023. That was probably their most
Mother keeps feeding her children.
correct. You are ridiculous. I can't keep a straight face. You're a fucking pea.
Please go on.
The latest single from the band delivers, quote, a dark pop-punk punch exploring the cost of following one's heart even to one's demise. And it is billed as the first taste of an upcoming album, which we will see next year.
Oh my God.
But I love this one. It's super catchy.
Show me to me, please.
Good. This is Blood Command. We Could Be Heaven.
What the heck?
Was it everything you wanted?
It feels like I'm hanging out in a school of mermaids, just kicking it. We're throwing around like a volleyball under the sea.
Yeah.
And my dad's all like, don't go to the land. And then I was like, let me be pee.
You referencing like H2O, add water?
No, actually, a Little Mermaid, but H2O just add water would have been more relevant because the accent.
Yeah.
But I'm a pea. None of this makes sense.
I was happy to just let you roll with it, to be honest.
You look so lost.
Yeah.
Like, how did we get here?
I love that track. I think it's super catchy.
It was really fun and the best time.
You know, like when the whole track is kind of built on just a
Yeah.
it works.
It's fun.
Yeah.
It's a good time. It
It's
feels
fun.
like it's going to go off in the pit.
Totally. And I think like we've seen Blood Command live a bunch of times, and like that's definitely where they excel.
Everything about their live shows.
Like Nikki is like a natural born front woman. She's
just
electric.
Like absolute energy for days.
Just a little pocket dynamo, that woman.
And then they're in their little Nikes and they're just like up there stomping about.
I believe it is an Adidas fit.
Oh my God. It is
dare you.
Adidas.
How dare you?
Sorry, Adidas.
Corn would
Please
never.
forgive.
No, I think it's dope. And if it's if it's a taste of what we can expect on a new album, I'm fucking here for it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I'm down.
That brings us to the end of side A for this week. So if you would like more peas on your pod, you can join us over on the TPD Patreon, patreon.com/TPD pod.
Our special little pod
Yes.
of peas.
Hope that's doing everything for you. All right, let's jump over to side B.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye. Subscribe now to the Pitch of Discontent Patreon to receive access to extended cuts of our bonus episodes, as well as exclusive behind-the-scenes content, monthly Patreon-only episodes, member-only votes, the TPD community chat, and much more. Go now to patreon.com/TPDpod and join for as little as $5 a month. That link again is patreon.com/TPDpod. Thanks for watching the show.